Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Joe. I'm not one of the, but I am the marketing specialist over here at Realty Partners. And I've come to realize that I made a promise and I'm about 15 minutes late for that promise, so my apologies on that. But today I wanted to talk with you about a different kind of issue that I see a lot going on in the real estate department, especially in the sections around here. Now down in Sarasota, we have a few special issues that pertain to a lot of other real estate agents, especially all around the nation. So, I mean, no one's particularly special when it comes around to this. But I guess a little bit about me before I go ahead and go diving right on into this. Like I said, my name is Joe. I'm the marketing specialist here. Let's see, I went to college back in Texas. I lived there for 12 years. By the way, anybody in San Antonio, hi. I lived there for 12 years, and then I just moved back here a little while ago, back to my hometown of Sarasota. So I'm originally from here. So yay, always a plus. But I understand that you're not here to hear more about me. I understand that you're here in order to get more information about what I promised earlier about meetups and real estate and how that can all work out for you. So the thing about that is that for those of you that don't know what Meetup is like it's a program where you pretty much meet up with other people. And it's kind of like people set up different groups for different hobbies like canoeing, real estate, marketing, you name it, there's a group for it. And it's for other people to meet other people, essentially. That's exactly what it is. This little thing, though, has opened up a lot of doors for me, and I'll get to that eventually. But first, I wanted to go over a few things that I've been noticing about some of you real estate people out there. So here's what I wanted to go over. You all really need to step up when it comes to the technology sector of things. Now, I'm not just saying that just to pick on you or anything like that, or, oh, it's a young person talking. They totally know what's going on. Oh, why should I listen to them? Well, it's something that I see a lot, is that a lot of realtors and real estate agents, they choose not to keep up with the current technologies that are going on right now. And that can be a big mistake when it comes to your own business. Because if you're not keeping up with the technologies of the time, then what's likely going to happen is that you're going to get left in the dust. Yeah, there are some people that like to do the old way of things where you bring in a paper and pen contract and you sign it on the hood of a car and do all that fun stuff that everybody used to do. So, but it's a little bit outdated. So that's why I'm a big proponent of digital marketing and incorporating that into your own plan. Sure, you got the print side of things, and sure that works every now and again, but a lot of things have gone digital, and that's why you need to have an online presence. Because here's the thing, here's an actual statistic that I read about in terms of the digital marketing bit. I think, yeah, more than 60 to 70% of people look up a realtor online before they do anything else. That's a major majority of people that you are missing out on. Wouldn't you rather have that 60 to 70% going straight to you instead of to someone else who's dominating the whole digital front while you're sitting there on your doorstep going, oh, I hope I get to lead today. That'd be great. That's not the way it's going to work. That has never been the way it has ever worked. No one has set up a sign without having to do a little bit of due diligence in order to get people to come in. Sure, there are those people that have won the lucky lottery and just have had swarms of people come on in without them spending too many marketing dollars, but it's called the lottery for a reason. It's because it's very rare that you actually win it. And unless your name is Jennifer Lawrence, I wouldn't go anywhere near it. So it's best that you go ahead and have a dual approach, where you have the digital marketing and then you have the regular marketing that you're so likely used to. I have my notes right here, so I'm just making sure that I don't go over anything. Yeah, so online will be anybody's first stop when it comes to you and your business. So the recommended platforms that I would say to go ahead and use in terms of your business are, of course, your own website. because anybody that does not have an online presence or a website for anyone to get information, that's going to count against you. How are people supposed to get to know you and get to know what it is that you're about unless you have something to show for it? Your webpage is essentially like your portfolio. It's kind of like saying, look at me, I am so incredibly special. Here's all the houses that I sold. Here's the neighborhoods that I know. Here's everything else that I know. I'm amazing. That's pretty much what you're saying with that. And, oh, Yelp pages. I was looking up Yelp Yelp pages earlier. It's Friday, can't you tell? I was looking up Yelp pages just before I actually got to doing this, and there are quite a few realtors on there that have a Yelp page for their business, and that's something that you need to get up on too. A lot of people also reference Yelp as well as other platforms like them in order to research people. I use it to find my doctors. I use it to find restaurants. I use it, I've actually used it to find a few doctors around here. So Yelp is actually a really important resource. If I would use it to find a doctor, why wouldn't I use it to find a realtor if that just makes sense? Let's see, what else? Facebook, of course, everybody knows about Facebook. And if you don't know about Facebook, you've been living under a rock for the past 15 years, something like that. Let's see, Twitter. I got mixed feelings about Twitter. I use Twitter. I like it, by the way, at Joe Realty Partner, in case anyone wants to follow. Twitter is okay for what it is. It's okay for getting an instant message out there, for saying, I don't know, like say for example that you just got a new listing. You need people to know about it right then and there. It's a great place to do it. Or for getting in touch with other people, getting involved with other conversations, and making your name a little bit more present. Twitter's okay for that. So just keep that in mind. It's all part of your social media platform. Let's see. Tumblr. I got mixed feelings about that one. It's because I've seen it more used, not among businesses, but among people of a younger generation. So you can go ahead and give it a try, see if it works. Let me know if that works. I would love to hear about it. But otherwise, I don't know. Let's see. Snapchat. This one can be a hit or a miss. It all just depends on who your audience is. That's the key thing that you have to remember, is to make sure that you have an audience that you're aiming this at. If you're aiming this at the younger generation, then sure, go ahead and incorporate Snapchat in your whole profile. But if you're aiming for people that are that are more mature, I'm going to say, then Snapchat might not work for you. You have to understand where your people are coming from. You can't just have a broad stroke approach and hope that works. It's not going to work. There's emphasis on niche marketing right now, and if you don't know what that is, look it up. It blows your mind. Let's see. Yeah, so LinkedIn. LinkedIn's another good one. G+. I got fun feelings about G+, and I'm not, that's another segment. Reddit. I'm a Redditor. I'm a huge fan of Reddit. And in fact, Reddit is probably one of the best places to go to get ideas for your own blog post to put on your website. That's a whole nother video that I'm not going to do right now. And let's see, Flickr. Flickr's good one for photos. YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, you're making the biggest mistake of your life. Pinterest. Pinterest is another good one to go ahead and use, especially for your open houses and things like that, like taking pictures of inside interiors. That's where actually a lot of women choose to shop for houses. Fun fact. Instagram. I love Insta. It's good stuff. It's great stuff. Definitely you should get on that platform. Let's see. So with that, in terms of other technology that you would need to incorporate, there's always other things such as communication. So, and communicating with other people is just as important, much like what I'm doing right now with you all out there. So I'm communicating with you through this special camera thing, and I'm communicating with you right now. So, oh, it's almost at 10 minutes. Wow, I've been talking a while now. So it's just as important. You can use chatbots to go ahead and filter out the people that you don't really feel like talking to, or that they're just going to waste your time. For those that past that, you can go ahead and use different types of tools to go ahead and converse with them. You can be old school and go ahead and use your phone. You can go ahead and text them. I know a lot of realtors actually that have been using a lot more text than actual phone calls, which I find surprising. There's also the video internet platforms, kind of like what I'm doing right now. There's the traditional method, which is Skype. Everybody knows about Skype, but have you heard about Google Hangouts or the Google Dialer or anything like that? No? Go ahead and research it. It's fine. Let's see. Yep, Google Voice. Oh, this is one thing that I really, really loved about it. If you haven't heard of Instagram live chat, that right there is really interesting, especially for those that want to do live customer support. I'm yet to totally messing around with that, but I do plan on doing it. I just need a few guinea pigs to see what exactly all that's about. Let's see, email. Email is always necessary. Getting an email newsletter, that's going to help. Let's see. Oh, for email. If you have not already noticed that attachments seem to be a little bit iffy, I mean, with the latest security threats nowadays, we all have to think about, oh, is this zip file going to give my computer a virus? You would hope not, right? You would hope someone's not trying to fish for your information or succumb you to one of these scams that are out there. You would hope that, right? But that's the reason why there's such things as AirDrop, which is the max version of Dropbox. If you don't know what Dropbox is, or G Drive or anything like that, those are going to be the three things, pardon me, that you can use to share things more easily. So there's no need to attach a document to this. There's only a need to go ahead and share it with someone else, and there's not really any reason to take up space on an email or anything like that. It's great. So you're probably thinking, but Joe, why do I have to know all this? Why is all this important? I don't get it. And here's my thing about that. How outdated do you want to look? How archaic do you want to look? What would you like your presentation to be about? Would you rather go ahead and take out an iPad and go like, oh, just go ahead and sign here? Simple as that. Or do you want to go ahead and just be like over here and just going, and here's the thing. Oh crap, the pin's out of ink. What do I do? And what do you think looks better? I think we all know the answer to that. So, and I mean, there are some people out there that would rather do things the old school way, which is pen and paper and all that other stuff. But there's also a lot of people out there that are going to be equally impressed with you, if not more likely to refer you if you are on the up and up with technology. If you're on the up and up with technology, that's going to look better for you. It proves that you can adapt. It proves that you can roll with the punches kind of, and that you are open-minded to different things that are going on in the current environment. And I mean, if I was going to be looking for someone else, I'd be looking for someone who's more technologically inclined. It's just a matter of the way that the world is turning out. Sure, everyone, the pen and paper, of course, is always going to be a classic, but you have to think about what's going to work the best. Chances are it's going to be a lot easier to carry this around than it's going to be to carry this around. That's just the long and short of it, for anybody out there that's curious. So, let's see, where were we? Let's go ahead and get past that. So really, there is no reason why you should not have an online presence. There is no reason why you should not know how to use any type of social media. It's 2018. Everybody needs to catch up by now. And I'm not just saying this as someone who's 30 years old. Yes, I'm 30. I know I look really good for my age. But it's more of a matter of being serious about your own business. I mean, the entire game of marketing and advertising has changed so much in the past 20 years that those methods that used to work back in the 80s and 90s, they're now just supplemental compared to what digital marketing can do. I'm not totally favoring one over the other because because print still does have a place. It still has a sort of touch to it that is important for your overall campaign. I'm not knocking it completely, because let's face it, some people would actually prefer to get something like this over just going, oh, look, another spam email. Yay. So, but then you're going, well, then what do I need to do? What do I need to do? That's when I come over and say, just get a combination of both. You don't have to completely take it online. You can go ahead and do all the online presence that you want, but unless you know where that email is coming from, chances are, if you get some random email, you're more than likely to delete it, aren't you not? And this is where Meetup comes in for you. So during this mix, here's how you do it. Meetup is almost a little bit like Facebook groups, but you actually can meet the people in person. That's the great thing about it. And it's more about the community. So that's more about the people that are involved in that one particular hobby or profession or what have you. It provides a sense of camaraderie, and not to mention it gets you more in tune with those around you. You never know who you're going to meet at these things. I've only been to 2 of them in the past week, but yet, let me show you something. I've gotten this many cards in the period of just a week. Imagine if I were to go every day to any one of these events. Let's see, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I got 15 cards just in 2 meetups alone, spending maybe an hour, hour and a half max at each of these places. And I know what you're thinking, oh, I'm such an introvert, I can't be around people too much. I just said I was only there for an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I myself am not a very outgoing individual, but yet you have to get out there. You can't just sit there behind a computer and expect people to just be like, oh, that doesn't work. And so what it's going to do is that's just going to stack you down further. A lot of people want to hear from people in their community that they know. And this is the whole thing about being hyper-local and being in a niche market and doing all that. It's not just for giggles or anything along those lines. It's not like this doesn't serve an actual purpose, because it does. What it's going to do is that's going to put your face out there in the community. If you didn't want to be involved in the community, then why did you become a realtor? It's that simple. So, yeah, okay, I already made that point. All right, so then I'm sure you're probably wondering, well, I've never been to a meetup. How do I navigate this? It's actually quite easy. I will show you on my iPad right here. I hope I have the app, because otherwise this is not going to look good. Oh, well, may have deleted it. Okay. Well, either way, here's what you can do. Go to meetup.com. Just go ahead and type that into your browser right now. Open up another window, open up another tab. Window, whatever it is that you're doing, just go ahead and go for it. I'll wait. Okay, there. So did you go ahead and put in your location, wherever that is? Go ahead and throw that in there and see just what pops up. Go ahead and explore the site a little bit. Is there a different type of hobby that you like to do? Is there something else that maybe piques your interest? It doesn't have to be real estate related. I mean, yeah, that's great, but what you're looking for are small business meetups or hobby meetups or anything like that. Those are where you really want to get connected with people, because they're not so much looking to, well, with the small businesses, they're definitely looking to go ahead and get their word out there, much like you are. So that's another reason why you would want to go out to these meetup events. Yeah, sometimes there could be a lot of people, and I understand that meeting people can be really scary, but you'll get over it. You will get over it, especially when you have the potential for 17 leads. Now, I don't know if any of these people would be interested in my services, but I can tell you right now that you never know who you're going to meet. You never know who knows who. Someone could turn into a potential client after you meet them, or they could say they run into a friend, and Sally says to Sue, "Hey, Sally, I'm looking for a new condo around here. Do you happen to know anybody who might know a thing or two about them?" And they go, "Oh yes, as a matter of fact, I know this person." And then there's your lead. You don't have to have any fancy. You don't have to get fancy about it. You just have to get out there and meet people. You just have to get yourself out there. Like I said, I know it's scary, but that's why alcohol exists. So, what did I miss? Oh yeah. A couple of tips on how to actually be at a meetup, because I've been to a few others back in Texas and other places. Here's the number one thing that really annoys me when it comes to some of these things, is that there are people that will go there and not even look at you like you're an actual person. They won't try to have a conversation with you. They'll just insist on throwing your card. They'll just be like, "Oh yeah, here's my card. Here's my card. Yeah, just call me. I'm gonna be over here now." Does that sound like someone you want to do business with? No. Have a conversation with someone, even if it's about the weather, or even ask them about their business. Ask them about anything. Ask them about what they know about their community. Maybe they could show you around. I don't know. I've already met with 2 of these people out of the 17, and they've been immensely helpful to me. So just think about that. If 2 out of 17 people I've already met, imagine what you can do if you were to go to these things and expand your network, expand who you know, and not to mention support your local community with a lot of the small business entrepreneurs that are right in your backyard. Think about it. I went ahead and found a guy who's a small business owner, and he does video editing. Now, he's a small little place to go, but he's reasonably priced. And he loves what he does. And he meets with you, he treats you like a person, and that's just how he conducts business. Unlike some of these other larger firms that just treat you like some other number. Wouldn't you want that more personal touch more than anything else? I know I do. I'm not looking to walk into some place and just be like, there you go, here's a number, here's a number. It's so impersonal. And it's not really going to get you anywhere. And plus, it's kind of annoying. It's really kind of annoying when someone just shoves their card into your face and just expects you to call them. If you want to do it to your mama, then don't do it at all. So, the last thing is always the introduction. The introduction is always a little bit difficult. I mean, people always say, "Oh, what's your name? What do you do?" Things like that. No, the answer is not, "I like bread." But when it comes to your introduction, that's going to take a little bit of honing. What you might want to do instead is to think more about not, "Oh, I'm a realtor, oh, I'm a real estate agent," because there's a reason why that is, and I will let you look for the answer to that, because it's an interesting supposition that people have about real estate agents, and it's not the first time I've heard it. If you don't know the stereotypes, I will let you go look for them. I'm not going to use those here. But you might want to think about how you phrase what you do. Like, don't just say, "I'm a real estate agent, I'm a realtor." You might want to say something like, "I connect people with communities. I help them settle into places that might be unfamiliar to them and acclimate to becoming a new local." Sounds a little bit better than just saying, "I'm a realtor." Or even if you're in commercial real estate, you could say something like, "I help businesses find a space that serves their individual needs while maximizing their bottom line to ensure efficiency." Yes, my services are for hire. So I guess my closing thought, because I realize that now I've been on here for about 25 minutes, so I will just go ahead and close this out for finality's sake, is digital is a tool like everything else. If you know how to use it, and if you know how to work it, it can be immeasurably successful for you. And that's what we're doing here over Realty Partners. We're making sure that everyone and on our team as well as not on our team to be as successful as they can be. That's why we're here. That's why we're doing what we do. That's why the agents own the majority of the company around here. It's not just going, oh yeah, you get a small little fraction of a percent or something along those lines. It's more about, no, you work hard for what you do. And you love what you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't still be involved in this. So think about that. Wouldn't you want to be a part of another team that's there to support you and there to make sure that not only they succeed, but also that you succeed as well? Everybody wants to live a success. Everyone wants to be secure and safe and have enough money to go to Disney World every now and again. I mean, who wouldn't want that? I mean, Disney's not really my thing, but everybody's got their own. Everybody's got their own thing. So my closing thought is to go ahead and use technology. Yeah, you're going to experience a little bit of a learning curve, but everybody was a newbie at something once. Even you were a newbie at real estate. And you got better, didn't you? So, I mean, even I started out as a newbie with social media and all this other stuff. Everything builds up. As long as you know how to use it, it'll work best in your favor. All right. Well, this has been a pleasant conversation. One-sided, of course. I guess if you have any comments, concerns, insults, I'd be more than happy to hear them. Although if you're doing the insults, please go to my Facebook and message me. I'm always down for that. Or follow me on Twitter. Let's see, that's at Joe Realty Partner. And then Facebook, you can find me at A Joe Faulkner. That's Falkner. No, it's kind of like the author, but without the U. Trust me, Starbucks gets it wrong every time. Yeah, those are the two that I'm going to give right now. I'm yet to get a work Instagram, I should say. So there's 2 things. All right. Well, thank you for stopping by, and I will probably see you again next week.